Did you know that the most harmful habits after the age of 70 are often the very ones that no one warns you about? We embark on the later chapters of life with an expectation, perhaps even a hope, that burdens will lighten, responsibilities will recede, and a newfound sense of freedom will emerge. Yet for countless individuals navigating their 70s and beyond, life subtly, insidiously becomes heavier, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This isn't universally attributable to the unavoidable march of time itself, but rather to a constellation of seemingly innocuous habits dismissed as mere quirks of aging or simply overlooked in the daily rhythm of life. These aren't dramatic, catastrophic shifts. They are quiet, persistent actions, or inactions, that over time can relentlessly erode your energy, diminish your strength, undermine your confidence, and subtly steal your cherished independence. Imagine a silent, invisible current, gently, almost imperceptibly, nudging you off course. Each habit we will explore today is precisely that, a quiet deviation from the optimal path, a deviation whose long-term costs often remain hidden until their cumulative weight becomes undeniable. Things as fundamental as overlooking persistent thirst, assuming a daily walk is sufficient exercise, or inadvertently restricting crucial nutrients can have profound, far-reaching consequences. These are not grand, life-altering choices, but small, repetitive patterns that, over decades, can quietly define the contours of your later years. This comprehensive exploration will uncover 6 surprisingly harmful practices that older adults often engage in without realizing the significant toll they exact on their well-being. By illuminating these subtle pitfalls, our aim is to empower you with the knowledge to recognize them, and more importantly, to inspire small, incremental changes that can yield monumental benefits. The truth is, recognizing just one of these patterns and making even a modest adjustment could be the pivotal turning point, helping you to live stronger, longer, and with far more vitality and freedom than you might currently imagine possible. The journey of aging well is not about defying age, but about embracing it intelligently, equipped with insights that allow for a life rich in dignity, clarity, and enduring strength. Before we delve into these critical insights, if these discussions resonate with you and you seek to unlock a future defined by vibrant well-being, we encourage you to support this vital conversation. If this exploration is already sparking new thoughts or concerns, please take a moment to hit the like button on this article, subscribe to our channel for more empowering content, and remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss these life-changing insights for aging well with strength, clarity, and dignity. Your engagement fuels our mission to bring light to these often overlooked aspects of healthy longevity. Let's embark on this journey of revelation. 1. The deceptive calm of thirstlessness. Why ignoring hydration is a silent saboteur. One of the most pervasive and paradoxically overlooked errors after the age of 70 is the gradual cessation of adequate water intake, not out of defiance or oversight, but because the very sensation of thirst begins to fade. It's a biological irony. As the body ages, its natural thirst signals, once a robust alarm system, become significantly blunted. This means that even when your physiological systems are crying out for hydration, the urgent, undeniable urge to drink simply isn't there. The danger is twofold. You aren't prompted to drink, and the insidious effects of dehydration creep in subtly, often disguised as other age-related ailments, making their true cause difficult to pinpoint until the symptoms become undeniable. Consider the intricate dance of fluids within your body. Water isn't merely a thirst quencher. It is the universal solvent, the medium for nearly every bodily function. It regulates body temperature, lubricates joints, delivers nutrients to cells, and flushes waste products from organs like the kidneys and liver. For older adults, adequate hydration takes on an even greater critical role. Renal function can decline with age, making the kidneys less efficient at concentrating urine and conserving water. This exacerbates the risk of dehydration. Furthermore, total body water content naturally decreases with age, meaning there's less fluid reserve to begin with. When these physiological shifts combine with a weakened thirst mechanism, the stage is set for a silent health crisis. The manifestations of chronic mild dehydration in seniors are rarely dramatic, acute collapses. Instead, they present as a cascade of seemingly unrelated complaints that are often mistakenly attributed to just getting older. Fatigue becomes a constant companion, a pervasive lassitude that saps the will to engage. Cognitive clarity diminishes, leading to periods of confusion, impaired memory, and difficulty concentrating. Digestive issues, particularly constipation, become more prevalent as the body struggles to maintain bowel regularity without sufficient fluid. The skin may lose its elasticity, appearing dry, papery, and prone to tearing. Critically, the risk of urinary tract infections, UTIs, skyrockets because a lack of fluid means less frequent urination, allowing bacteria more time to proliferate in the bladder. For individuals already managing chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease, dehydration can destabilize their conditions, leading to electrolyte imbalances, blood pressure fluctuations, and even increased susceptibility to falls due to dizziness. Take the insightful case of Harold, a spry 78-year-old who, despite his natural vitality, began experiencing disconcerting dizzy spells and an alarming decline in his ability to focus. He initially dismissed these as the inevitable downsides of his age, perhaps even signs of a more serious neurological condition. His routine was simple: a morning coffee, perhaps a small glass of juice with lunch, and that was about it. He felt perfectly fine, and certainly never felt a burning thirst. After extensive medical evaluations revealed no overt pathology, his astute physician suggested a deeper look into his daily habits, particularly his fluid intake. It became startlingly clear Harold simply wasn't drinking plain water, not because he actively resisted it, but because the biological impetus, thirst, was absent. The solution was remarkably simple, yet profoundly transformative. Harold was encouraged to build a conscious rhythm of hydration, starting with just one small glass of water mid-morning and another mid-afternoon, in addition to his usual liquids. The results were swift and undeniable. Within a few weeks, his focus sharpened, the dizzy spells significantly subsided, and his blood pressure, which had been subtly erratic, stabilized. He even noted a visible improvement in his skin's texture, feeling less tight and fragile. Harold's experience underscores a crucial point. Dehydration in older adults doesn't manifest as a dramatic collapse. It masquerades as persistent tiredness, a general malaise, or seemingly inexplicable cognitive fogginess. Most individuals never connect these dots, failing to realize how dramatically better they would feel if they simply integrated hydration as a quiet, non-negotiable daily ritual. The key here isn't to force yourself to consume gallons of water, which can be overwhelming and in some cases risky for those with specific heart or kidney conditions. Always consult your doctor for personalized advice. Rather, it's about establishing a consistent, gentle rhythm. Keep a small glass of water by your bedside to sip immediately upon waking. Make it a rule to drink a glass of water before each meal. Even mild herbal teas, diluted fruit juices, or broth contribute to your fluid intake. Remember, when your body stops signaling thirst, it is not a sign that you don't need water. It is, in fact, a powerful indicator that you likely need it more than ever. It's a proactive step, a conscious act of self-care that reclaims vitality from the unseen currents of dehydration. That was the first silent saboteur, the deceptive calm of thirstlessness, a foundational element of well-being often overlooked. If you found this insight about the critical importance of consistent hydration useful and are committed to incorporating more mindful fluid intake into your daily routine, please comment with the number 1 below to let us know. Your commitment inspires others and helps us understand which topics resonate most deeply. 2. The myth of walking alone. Why skipping strength exercises is a hidden hazard. Walking is, without a doubt, a marvelous activity. It promotes cardiovascular health, keeps the blood flowing, offers opportunities for mental clarity and stress reduction, and can be a wonderful way to engage with the natural world or connect with others. However, one of the most common and dangerous traps that many individuals fall into after 70 is the erroneous belief that walking alone is sufficient to maintain overall bodily strength and function. While walking is indeed a vital component of a healthy lifestyle, the truth is, by itself, it is simply not enough to counteract the age-related decline in muscle mass and strength, a phenomenon known as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is not merely a cosmetic concern of diminishing muscle bulk. It is a fundamental physiological process that accelerates significantly as we age. After the age of 30, adults can lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade, and this rate of decline is even faster after 60 and 70. By the time you reach 75 or 80, even if you're diligently walking every single day, you could still be experiencing significant and insidious losses in strength, particularly in crucial areas like your legs, hips, and core, the very muscle groups vital for stability, balance, and independent movement. When this foundational strength wanes, a cascade of vulnerabilities ensues. Your balance, once instinctual and reliable, becomes precarious. Your stability, the innate ability to hold yourself upright and recover from minor shifts, diminishes. And this is precisely when the seemingly simple, everyday tasks that once felt effortless begin to feel arduous, or far worse, become precursors to serious injury. Getting out of a low chair, ascending a flight of stairs, retrieving an item from a low shelf, or perhaps most critically, catching yourself when you stumble. These actions become increasingly challenging, ultimately leading to a higher risk of falls. Falls in older adults are not just minor inconveniences. They are a leading cause of injury, disability, and even mortality. A single fall can initiate a downward spiral, leading to fractures, fear of falling, reduced mobility, and a profound loss of confidence that severely impacts quality of life. Consider the poignant experience of Dorothy, a vibrant 76-year-old who cherished her morning walks, completing them without fail, rain or shine. Yet despite her consistent walking routine, she noticed a gradual but undeniable weakening in her legs. She struggled to push herself up from the plush comfort of her living room couch, a task that had previously been trivial. One afternoon, while simply reaching for the remote control, she lost her balance and fell heavily. Miraculously, nothing was broken, but the emotional impact was profound. Her confidence shattered, replaced by a pervasive fear of another fall. Her physical therapist, understanding the nuanced difference between cardiovascular fitness and muscular strength, delivered a crucial piece of advice that changed everything for Dorothy. Walking is cardio. Strength is what keeps you off the ground. This simple yet powerful distinction illuminated the gap in Dorothy's fitness regimen. They began a slow, deliberate program of strength training, focusing on foundational movements. Wall push-ups, modified sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair, and lightweight lifting using everyday objects like soup cans or small dumbbells became her new allies. It wasn't about building bulging muscles or performing flashy exercises. It was about functional strength, reclaiming the fundamental ability to move with security and confidence. Within a few months, the transformation was remarkable. Dorothy felt sturdier, stood taller, and moved with a newfound sense of fearlessness. The fear of falling receded, replaced by a renewed sense of independence. The misconception that strength exercises are exclusively for bodybuilders or elite athletes is a pervasive one, and particularly detrimental for older adults. In reality, strength training is for everyone who desires to maintain their independence. For those who want to continue opening jars, carrying groceries, lifting grandchildren, or simply getting up from the toilet without assistance. You don't need a state-of-the-art gym or expensive equipment. Your own body weight, resistance bands, or light hand weights can provide more than enough stimulus. The key is consistency, engaging in strength-focused movements a few times a week. Because after 70, the real danger isn't moving too much or overexerting yourself. It's moving too little in the specific ways that preserve and build muscle, thereby losing the inherent strength that once made everyday life feel effortless and secure. Embracing strength training is not an extravagance. It's a vital investment in your future autonomy and physical resilience. If you're still with us and finding these insights valuable, particularly this crucial distinction between walking and strength training, please take a moment to comment with the number 2 below. Your engagement is a powerful affirmation and helps us understand the impact of these discussions. And if you haven't yet, we encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to ensure you never miss out on future content designed to inform and inspire your journey toward a stronger, more vibrant life. The 3. The peril of prudent portions. Why eating too little can be more harmful than overeating. As individuals transition into their later years, it's common for dietary habits to shift. Many naturally begin to eat less. Sometimes this is due to a genuine decline in appetite, a result of slower metabolic rates, reduced physical activity, or perhaps even subtle changes in taste and smell that make food less appealing. Other times, it's a consequence of digestive changes, where certain foods may cause discomfort, leading to avoidance and reduced intake. However, one of the most insidious and rarely discussed reasons for undereating in seniors is a deep-seated fear, the fear of weight gain. This fear is often rooted in decades of cultural messaging around dieting and body image. The lingering memory of a doctor's casual remark about watching your weight, or a subconscious desire to avoid it becoming the version of aging one has always hoped to bypass. This fear often leads to a cycle of self-imposed restriction. Smaller breakfasts, outright skipping lunch, or grazing on calorie-poor crackers instead of consuming full, nutritionally dense meals become common practices. The misguided belief is that these minimalist eating habits are doing the right thing, promoting leanness and health. Yet, here's the uncomfortable truth. After 70, undereating can be just as, if not more, dangerous than overeating. When your body consistently fails to receive enough calories and, critically, enough essential nutrients, especially protein and healthy fats, it enters a state of caloric and nutrient deficit. In this state, the body, in a desperate attempt to fuel its vital functions, begins to cannibalize its own tissues. This means muscle loss accelerates even beyond typical age-related sarcopenia. This is catastrophic for strength, balance, and overall mobility. Furthermore, a lack of adequate nourishment severely compromises the immune system, making older adults significantly more susceptible to infections and slowing recovery times from illness or injury. Wound healing becomes sluggish, energy levels plummet, leading to increased fatigue and reduced participation in daily activities. Perhaps most alarmingly, chronic undereating increases the risk of falls, fractures due to weakened bones and muscles, and frequent hospitalizations, creating a devastating cycle of decline and dependency. The body is not running optimally. It is running on empty, pulling from its very reserves until they are depleted. Consider the story of Ed, an 81-year-old who, for most of his adult life, had prided himself on his light eating habits, believing it kept him lean and mentally sharp. For years, his daily diet had remained remarkably consistent. A piece of toast and coffee for breakfast, a small sandwich for lunch, and a modest bowl of soup for dinner. However, his doctor began to notice a concerning trend. Ed was losing weight too rapidly, beyond a healthy range. His energy levels plummeted, his legs felt perpetually shaky, and he found himself bruising easily. While his diet had sustained him in his younger years, it was simply no longer providing the necessary fuel and building blocks for his aging body. Recognizing the silent crisis, Ed's doctor referred him to a nutritionist who understood the unique nutritional demands of older adults. The nutritionist didn't advocate for massive, overwhelming meals. Instead, she introduced small yet impactful changes. Adding an extra egg to his breakfast, incorporating a tablespoon of peanut butter with his crackers, and mixing a scoop of protein powder into his oatmeal became simple, non-extreme adjustments. Within a few weeks, the transformation was evident. Ed's strength noticeably improved, his thinking cleared, and his cheerful demeanor, which had been overshadowed by fatigue, returned with a newfound brightness. This isn't about promoting overconsumption. It's about strategic nourishment. It's about ensuring enough high-quality protein to maintain precious muscle mass and support immune function. It's about incorporating healthy fats essential for brain health, hormone production, and nutrient absorption. And it's about consuming enough real, whole foods to keep your body operating at its optimal capacity, rather than struggling on depleted reserves. The common internal refrain, "I'm just not that hungry anymore," while perhaps physiologically true, should not be a license to allow your body to shrink and wither when it still has life, vitality, and purpose to embrace. You are not a burden for needing more fuel. You are simply an individual whose body, regardless of age, requires adequate sustenance to thrive. Strength, cognitive focus, and overall resilience are not born solely from willpower. They are fundamentally built upon consistent, intelligent nourishment, and you unequivocally deserve every bite of strength and vitality you can get. Prioritizing robust nutrition in later life is a radical act of self-care, an investment in your continued independence and quality of existence. What are your thoughts on the surprising importance of eating enough after 70, especially if you've been concerned about weight? Share your perspective by commenting with the keyword "nourish" below. Your personal experiences and insights are invaluable to our community. 4. The silent interaction. Why taking medications without regular review is a hidden trap. In the quiet landscape of aging, one of the most insidious dangers isn't about what you might be forgetting to do. It's about what you've been doing automatically, meticulously for years. Taking medications without regular critical review to ensure they still serve your best interests. Most individuals begin a specific medication regimen for a very valid, pressing reason. to manage a blood pressure spike, address cholesterol concerns, alleviate chronic pain, or improve sleep patterns. The prescription is given, the routine is established, and often, without much thought, the pills become an ingrained, almost sacred part of daily life. However, what many fail to fully grasp is the profound truth that our bodies are not static entities. They are dynamic systems that undergo continuous change, particularly as we age. And with these age-related shifts, the way medications affect us, their efficacy, their metabolism, and their potential for side effects, changes too. As we get older, our kidneys and liver, the primary organs responsible for processing and eliminating drugs from the body, may become less efficient. This means medications can linger in the system longer, accumulating to higher concentrations than intended, increasing their potency and, consequently, the likelihood of adverse effects. Furthermore, the body's sensitivity to certain compounds can heighten, making previously well-tolerated doses suddenly problematic. The complexity multiplies exponentially when one considers the common scenario of polypharmacy, the simultaneous use of multiple prescription medications. Add to this the frequent inclusion of over-the-counter OTC pills, dietary supplements, herbal remedies, and even seemingly benign herbal teas, and you enter a veritable minefield of potential interactions. These interactions, far from being dramatic or immediately obvious, can quietly build up over time, creating a constellation of vague, debilitating symptoms that are often misattributed to just getting older or perceived as new, unrelated health problems. The synergy between different compounds can lead to heightened side effects, diminished therapeutic benefits, or even outright toxicity. Consider the perplexing case of Phyllis, a vivacious 79-year-old who had been diligently taking the same set of medications for well over a decade. She implicitly trusted her long-standing physician and followed her prescriptions like clockwork, never missing a dose. Yet gradually, almost imperceptibly, she began to experience unsettling symptoms: persistent dizziness, an uncharacteristic drowsiness during the day, and growing periods of confusion. Her sharp-witted daughter, visiting often, noticed that Phyllis was sleeping for increasingly longer stretches during the day and, on occasion, even slurring her words, a deeply alarming change for her usually articulate mother. After much deliberation and concern, they finally scheduled a comprehensive consultation with a pharmacist who specialized in geriatric pharmacotherapy. The pharmacist conducted a meticulous, full medication review, requesting a complete list of every pill, supplement, and remedy Phyllis consumed, including even her daily herbal tea. The revelation was staggering. 2 of her long-standing prescriptions, previously well tolerated, were interacting in ways that had only become dangerous as Phyllis's metabolism had naturally slowed with age. Her body was no longer processing the drugs as efficiently, leading to a buildup that was causing her debilitating symptoms. With careful adjustments, a revised dosage for one medication, and the complete discontinuation of another deemed unnecessary, Phyllis's transformation was profound. Within a month, she was significantly more alert, her balance returned, and her sharp wit, once dulled by the medication's unseen burden, was fully restored. She was, quite literally, back to her old self. This critical insight does not advocate for abruptly ceasing your medications, which can be extremely dangerous. Rather, it underscores the absolute necessity of regular, proactive medication reviews. At least once a year, schedule a dedicated appointment with your doctor, or even better, a qualified pharmacist who specializes in medication management. Come prepared with a comprehensive, meticulously updated list of everything you take: every prescription, every OTC pain reliever, every vitamin, mineral supplement, herbal blend, and even popular teas. Ask specific, incisive questions. Is this dose still appropriate for my current age and health status? Do I still need this medication, or has its original purpose been resolved or superseded? Are there any known interactions between my current medications and supplements? Are there alternatives with fewer side effects? Medications are powerful tools, meticulously designed to help you manage health conditions and improve your quality of life. They are not meant to manage you, nor should they become a silent source of unexplained decline. You have every right to be fully informed and empowered in your healthcare decisions, understanding precisely what is working for you, and perhaps more importantly, what might quietly be working against you. Your health after 70 is not merely about what you take. It's about how wisely, safely, and consciously you take it, ensuring that each pill contributes to your well-being, not detracts from it. If you're still absorbing these vital insights and recognizing the profound implications of medication review, please comment with the number 4 below to signify your presence and interest. Your active participation encourages us to continue delivering content that truly impacts lives. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our empowering discussions. Your support enables us to continue crafting valuable content designed to inform and inspire you toward optimal aging. 5. The walls that shrink the world. Why staying indoors most of the time is an unseen threat. For a significant number of individuals over 70, the inclination to stay indoors becomes an increasingly prevalent and often comforting part of their daily routine. This can be driven by a multitude of factors. Perhaps limited mobility makes venturing out a challenge, unpredictable weather patterns deter excursions, or social circles have naturally contracted, leading to fewer external engagements. What begins as a practical or comforting choice, however, can quietly, almost imperceptibly, morph into a profound and pervasive state of isolation. And isolation, far from being a benign state of solitude, carries a devastating array of consequences that ripple across physical health, mental well-being, and emotional resilience. The physical toll of prolonged indoor living is substantial and often underestimated. One of the most critical losses is exposure to sunlight, your body's primary and most efficient source of vitamin D. This vital nutrient, often referred to as the sunshine vitamin, plays an indispensable role in calcium absorption and bone health. Without sufficient vitamin D, bones become fragile, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and debilitating fractures. Muscles too suffer, becoming weaker and contributing to balance issues and fall risk. Moreover, vitamin D is crucial for a robust immune system. A deficiency compromises the body's ability to fight off infections, making older adults more vulnerable to illness. Beyond vitamin D, consistent exposure to natural light helps regulate the body's circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs sleep-wake cycles. Disruption of this rhythm due to lack of sunlight can lead to insomnia, poor sleep quality, and a general sense of disorientation. However, the impact extends far beyond the physical realm. The emotional and cognitive costs of persistent indoor confinement are equally, if not more, devastating. When days blur into weeks and weeks into months spent within the confines of 4 walls, the mind's world begins to shrink. The stimulation of new sights, sounds, and interactions diminishes. Time loses its distinct markers, blending into an indistinguishable continuum. This lack of external engagement can lead to a profound sense of disconnection from the vibrant tapestry of life outside. It fosters feelings of loneliness, sadness, and an increased risk of anxiety and depression, mental health challenges that are often overlooked or dismissed as inherent to aging. The absence of social interaction, human touch, and shared experiences starves the brain of crucial stimulation, potentially accelerating cognitive decline. The world becomes smaller, and so too does the sense of self. Consider the poignant case of Lester, an energetic 82-year-old whose daily ritual involved a morning walk with his beloved dog, even if it was just a few times around the block. This simple routine was his connection to the outside world, a source of gentle exercise and fresh air. However, after a mild, non-injurious fall that left him shaken, he became increasingly nervous about venturing out. Gradually, he started staying indoors more and more. Within a few short weeks, the consequences began to manifest. He felt stiff and achy, particularly in his knees, and his sleep patterns deteriorated. Perhaps most concerning, he found himself plagued by an uncharacteristic anxiety, a constant low-level dread he had never experienced before. His observant daughter noticed the subtle but significant shifts in his mood and demeanor. She gently encouraged him to try a minuscule, manageable step, simply sitting on their front porch for 10 minutes each morning, with a cup of tea, soaking in the ambient light. That was it. No grand expectations, just a moment outdoors. Within days, Lester reported a profound shift. The fresh air felt invigorating on his face, a neighbor waved a friendly greeting, and a gentle breeze brought with it the scent of blooming flowers. It wasn't a marathon walk or a bustling social gathering, but it was enough. It was enough to feel alive again, to feel the subtle pulse of the world, to be reconnected. His anxiety began to recede, and he found himself sleeping more soundly. Lester's experience powerfully illustrates that you don't need to embark on miles-long treks to reap the benefits of the outdoors. Even just allowing ample natural light to filter through a window, feeling the fresh air on your face, or taking a short step outside to sit on a patio or balcony can lift your mood, help your body synthesize essential vitamin D for calcium processing, and regulate crucial sleep patterns. Life, in its purest essence, is not meant to be lived between four walls, especially when your heart and mind still yearn for more, for connection, for stimulation. The more you allow the world back into your life, even in the smallest, most accessible ways, the more you will feel like your authentic self again, vibrant, engaged, and truly alive. Do you have any personal experiences with overcoming periods of isolation or finding simple ways to reconnect with the outdoors? Your stories could be a beacon of hope for others. Share your insights and experiences in the comments section below. We'd love to hear them. 6. The digital divide. Why avoiding new technology completely is a self-imposed barrier. In an era increasingly defined by digital connectivity, it's remarkably easy to fall into the comfortable, albeit increasingly isolating mantra, "I'm too old for all that." The notion of grappling with smartphones, navigating video calls, or mastering various apps can seem daunting, overwhelming, and even unnecessary for those who have lived the majority of their lives without them, and quite successfully at that. However, one of the most subtly detrimental habits that can take root after 70 is the complete and unwavering rejection of new technology, even when it holds the transformative potential to enhance connection, foster continuous learning, and profoundly bolster independence. The pervasive belief that technology is not for me or inherently too complicated can unwittingly erect a significant barrier, a digital divide that separates older adults not just from the broader world, but tragically from their own families and social networks. While no one is suggesting that every senior needs to become a coding expert or a social media influencer, completely shutting out basic yet incredibly powerful digital tools like messaging applications, online appointment scheduling, or digital calendars can quietly lead to profound isolation. The modern world increasingly operates on digital platforms, and by opting out entirely, one risks becoming increasingly disenfranchised from essential services and invaluable social connections. Consider the heartfelt experience of Marie, a spirited 74-year-old who, for years, steadfastly refused to engage with smartphones. Her reasons were understandable. She found them confusing, noisy, and felt they simply weren't relevant to her established way of life. However, her perspective began to shift when her beloved grandchildren, her primary source of joy and daily chatter, moved thousands of miles away. The distance became a tangible ache. She missed their birthdays, the spontaneous sharing of photos, and the everyday banter that now seamlessly flowed through family group texts and casual video calls. The sense of being left out, of missing precious moments, grew heavier with each passing week. With gentle encouragement and patient guidance from her kind neighbor, Marie finally decided to take a small, manageable step. She committed to learning just 2 fundamental actions on a smartphone: how to read text messages and how to join a video chat. That was it. No pressure to master complex applications or delve into the intricacies of settings. This modest, yet intentional effort became a profound catalyst for change. Suddenly, the digital barrier dissolved. Marie could now receive instant updates about her grandchildren's lives, see their bright smiles in real time during video calls, and feel an immediate, tangible connection that geographic distance could no longer diminish. Moreover, her newfound digital literacy opened doors to unexpected opportunities. She even joined a virtual book club specifically for seniors, discovering a vibrant community of like-minded readers from the comfort of her own home. Marie's journey powerfully illustrates that embracing technology isn't about jumping headfirst into every gadget or platform available. It's about strategically identifying and adopting tools that directly address a need, enhance quality of life, and foster inclusion. In today's landscape, more and more doctors are utilizing telehealth appointments for convenience and accessibility. Reminders for critical appointments or medication refills are often sent via text message. Even basic services like library access, grocery ordering, or community event notifications have significantly migrated to digital formats. When you choose to avoid all of these technological advancements, you risk missing out on valuable tools that could actually simplify and enrich your life, making it easier, not harder. But perhaps the most significant risk of all is the potential for losing touch, not because people have forgotten about you, but because you've inadvertently made yourself unreachable. The ability to communicate freely and easily with loved ones, to access information, and to stay engaged with the world is paramount for mental and emotional well being. So, take one small, empowering step. Ask someone you trust, a family member, a friend, or even a local community center, to teach you how to use just one new technological tool. It could be sending a text message, making a video call, or accessing an online news source. Because learning something new at 70, 75, or even 85 isn't a burden, it's a profound declaration that you are still growing, still adapting, still open to new experiences, and very much a vibrant, contributing part of the ever-evolving world around you. It's a testament to your enduring vitality and your commitment to a rich, connected life. If the potential of technology to enhance life after 70 resonates with you, and you're inspired to take that first small step, please comment with the number 6 below to let us know you're with us. Your active engagement helps us continue to create meaningful content. And if you haven't yet, we strongly encourage you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you're always informed about our latest empowering discussions. Your support is invaluable and helps us continue to produce content that informs, inspires, and empowers. The truth is, no one hands you a comprehensive manual when you cross the threshold of 70. There's no grand announcement, no explicit set of instructions detailing which habits to change or what subtle pitfalls to watch out for. We navigate these later years, often relying on ingrained routines and the well-worn paths of decades past. Yet, as we've meticulously explored today, the seemingly innocuous choices we continue to make, often out of habit, can quietly and profoundly shape the trajectory of the rest of our lives, for better or for worse. These are the unseen tides, the gentle currents that, if left unaddressed, can lead to a gradual erosion of the vitality, independence, and joy that define a truly well-lived later life. Let's quickly anchor ourselves back to the 6 silent saboteurs we've illuminated. Ignoring hydration simply because the natural thirst signals have weakened, leading to a cascade of subtle health issues. Relying solely on walking instead of intentionally incorporating strength-building exercises, thereby accelerating muscle loss and increasing the risk of falls. Eating too little out of fear of weight gain, inadvertently starving the body of crucial nutrients essential for maintaining strength, immunity, and overall resilience. Taking medications without regular proactive review, overlooking the changing ways an aging body processes drugs and the potential for dangerous interactions. Staying indoors most of the time, inadvertently fostering isolation, depriving the body of essential sunlight, and limiting crucial mental and social stimulation. Avoiding new technology completely, inadvertently erecting a digital barrier that cuts off valuable connections, access to services, and opportunities for continued learning and engagement. These are not dramatic, earth-shattering revelations. They are, as we've seen through various personal stories and deeper analysis, small, often dismissed aspects of daily life. But their cumulative consequences are unequivocally significant. They can quietly steal your energy, diminish your physical capabilities, cloud your mental clarity, and erode your confidence, ultimately restricting the boundless freedom you deserve to experience in your later years. The most beautiful and empowering part of this journey of discovery is this: you possess the innate power to shift these patterns. You don't need to transform everything all at once, nor do you need to strive for an unattainable perfection. The power lies in small, intentional changes, in taking one mindful step at a time. It's about choosing to give your body a better chance at sustained health, enough to keep your mind vibrant and connected, and enough to simply feel more like your authentic, vital self again. If even one of these insights resonated deeply with you today, if it sparked a flicker of recognition or a renewed sense of purpose, hold on to that feeling. Let it be the catalyst for your next small step, your next conscious choice towards a more vibrant tomorrow. For aging isn't merely about the passage of years or the accumulation of birthdays. It is fundamentally about the ongoing, profound process of learning how to live smarter, how to embrace lightness over burden, and how to cultivate enduring strength, both physical and mental, with each passing year. It is an active, empowering journey of adaptation and self-discovery. Thank you for dedicating your time and attention to this vital conversation today. Your engagement is the lifeblood of our mission. We are genuinely eager to hear from you. After all this analysis, what is the single most important lesson you've learned for yourself today, and how do you envision applying it in your own life, starting now? Please share your thoughts and reflections in the comments section below. Your insights are incredibly valuable to us and our wider community. Remember, the journey of self-care and conscious aging is a continuous one. Even the smallest steps taken today can pave the way for a profoundly healthier, happier, and more independent tomorrow. If you found this video valuable and helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support truly helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire. Thank you for watching, and we eagerly look forward to continuing this empowering dialogue with you in our next video.